through a little bit about the Focus Electric and where we're headed with this product. First thing I'd like to talk to you about is it is a liquid-cooled 23 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery. And when coupled with a very energy-efficient electric motor with this vehicle, it provides the customer with an opportunity to drive gas-free mileage. Probably more importantly, it's also emissions-free, which allows them to be able to essentially drive the vehicle knowing that they're making a change relative to their carbon footprint. So let's talk about a little bit about who is this customer. Typically, they're very technically savvy people. They are looking for those technological advancements as far as taking that next step in terms of what they can do relative to their contributions, especially their worldview. What can they do differently, especially when it comes to what they can do around the Earth. But at the same time, even with this worldview, they stay connected within their local community, their friends and family, and that is incredibly important for them too as well. So purchase decisions like this are also very important. But at the same time, it needs to be very practical. So as they're going through this decision, the technology cannot be technology for technology's sake. It needs to help them and be simple, while at the same time enriching their overall life experience, whether it's a vehicle or any other consumer product. So they are looking for how that technology can help them. So when they think about the purchase decision, they're not looking at it as that purchase decision defines them as an environmentalist. And in fact, the way they view it is that it's a smart choice for them. It puts a vehicle in terms of their particular purpose on how they drive, while at the same time the technology is helping them with their overall experience in being able to deliver on their quest as far as gas-free miles and reducing their carbon footprint. All while they do not want to give up on the overall performance of the vehicle. So launching off of the base platform of the gas variant of the Focus, turning the vehicle into a Focus Electric, the one thing that we heard from the customers is that they didn't want to give up on the responsiveness, they didn't want to give up on the performance, they wanted a vehicle that was fun to drive. So the end result of that, in our mission to deliver this product, is the vehicle will be capable of driving over 80 miles an hour. With the instantaneous torque of the electric motor, it will get them, especially from a stop, very good acceleration, and even at speed, tipping into the accelerator will be a real pleasure in driving this vehicle, and they will have that true fun-to-drive experience. Okay? One of the other things to note is that from a parts standpoint, since there is no gas engine, there are fewer moving parts in the vehicle. So part of what culminates into this overall experience with this vehicle is that their maintenance schedule is going to change dramatically. So no more oil changes, they're not going in for that. Essentially it's going to turn into, okay, I need to rotate my tires, I need to put washer solvent in the bottle, and maybe I need to check my wipers, make sure that those are okay, and occasionally rotate the tires. A lot of those other maintenance-related schedule items are to the wayside with this product, and therefore that culminates into saving time, and for them also saving money as they're going through this process. One other thing to note relative to the battery is that since it is liquid-cooled and we can heat it as well, is that we're always working towards, and the systems on board are working towards trying to make sure that it's actually at an optimal level so that we're getting the most out of the capacity of the battery in its overall efficiency for the amount of range that the vehicle can go. One thing I'd have you take a note on relative to the interior of the vehicle. We wanted to make sure that the seating and the seating surfaces were luxurious, they were comfortable. The person that purchased this product felt very good about their overall purchase decision, and yet they would not know that essentially in working with Unified in their overall process around how they're going to convert and how they take waste products and turn them into renewable or fibers that are 100% recycled. So as Derek mentioned, a number of the bottles or the plastic bottles that you have, as they're recycled, will actually go into and reprieve renewables, will become then those bottles converted into the seat fabric that is actually in the Focus Electric. Just to know, we will also be the first automaker to do such a thing. Just to note, the recycled polyester blend is key to that overall, again, making sure that the vehicle has that look and feel from a seating standpoint that the customer would expect to be able to get. And then at the same time, the end result is that for a number of these bottles and for some of these other waste products, instead of it going into a landfill, it's essentially being renewed and it's being put into the product. Now I'd like to take you a little bit on the inside. When we talk about My Ford Touch and the technology advance, we wanted to also, especially when we had discussions with customers around what were some of the things that they wanted out of the vehicle. They wanted to be able to have an interface with the vehicle like none before, especially when it came to information, especially at a glance, of knowing where the vehicle was at, how it was performing, and especially when you think about things like range. So one of the things that we installed into this vehicle was what we call the butterflies, and it's around overall range surplus. So if you think about your destination, if you're going to drive from here to your place home and it's 10 miles and you put your destination in and it's 10 miles, at a glance, as you're driving home, you'll be able to quickly see by the number of butterflies that are on the screen how much additional surplus you have over and above your ability to be able to get home. So if it's plus 10, you have 10 butterflies on there, you would actually have 10 more miles of range available to you beyond your destination. So when you take a little bit closer look on the butterfly, think about the butterfly effect. It's, the small things sometimes can have an enormous impact. And that's what some of these customers are thinking about as they're using the vehicle. And as they're driving, they're going to see butterflies coming and going. And it's going to help them with their overall behavior as well in how they drive the product. The other issue, or the other item that we wanted to make sure that we provided them and what we heard from them, is they wanted at the end of that trip to be able to get information about what did they just accomplish? What did they actually just do, especially when it was related to their contributions for less CO2 driving gas-free miles. So at the end of the trip, or each end of trip, they will get information that gives them a little bit more about, here's how many gas-free miles that you've just driven in your Focus Electric. So each and every single time, they will know and they will see readily beyond just what they see off their My Ford mobile. And so each driving experience will have that end experience to let them know how they've done and what they're contributing to. The other thing that we heard from customers that was vitally important is they wanted more real-time information, especially around how they were performing and what were the types of things that they could do that would actually not only enhance their driving experience, but also maximize the overall range on the product. We've put in some coaching that is available to them within the cluster that allows them to be able to, at each type of event, and in this particular case, this is the brake coach, and it allows them to be able to, each time that they come to a stop, a pop-up will come over into the left-hand side of the cluster, and of the amount of percent available regen braking, recapturing that you could put back in the battery, it will give them that instantaneous feedback on how they did. In this particular case, on this braking event, they were able to recapture 75% of the actual energy and put it back into the battery. So if you're a person that, you wait till the last minute, you stab the brakes, and you're not going to get much recapturing because you're not allowing the electric motor to serve its role or its purpose in terms of recapturing that energy, you'll get a very low percentage, low score. So as you ease more into the pedal, make sure that you're capturing or using the electric motor to do as much of that recapturing as you can. You'll obviously get a higher score. So it's instantaneous feedback that allows the customer to adjust their behavior. And there are other coaching elements, things like your accelerator pedal, how you're doing with, are you one that is a little bit more zippy, or are you a little bit more zen in terms of how you drive? Also your accessories, things like your climate control. So there's things that will help you and aid you along your driving experience for how you actually can get to maximize your overall range. Okay. Now I know Bill Frickman's going to be coming up in short order to take you through a little bit about My Ford Mobile, but this is truly for me one of the exciting areas for this product too as well, with the launch of My Ford Mobile. Essentially be able to have your cell phone or on a PC computer, be able to, in the case of the smartphone, download an application, have the immediate connectivity to the vehicle, know what your state of charge is, how your driving performance has been, and essentially be able to have that vehicle connectivity that you would want outside of the vehicle. So with that, what I'd like to do is I'd like to turn it over to John Davis, who's the Chief Engineer, Chief Nameplate Engineer for the C-Max and the C-Max Energy products. And I thank you for your attention. Thank you.